Have you fallen in love with the magical sound of the classical guitar? I have heard from so many of you out there who have some experience playing, but you feel stuck and you're no longer progressing on the instrument. The whole reason to start playing classical guitar is because you love the beautiful music written for it, but maybe you're finding it too difficult, you're not playing with emotion, and you feel like giving up. This is such a common experience when entering the intermediate level of classical guitar playing, and that's exactly why I've made this new course, Classical Guitar Pro Volume 2, meant for intermediate players. So perhaps you took 6 months of lessons, or maybe you've been playing for a year, maybe you took my first guitar course, but when you play, it just doesn't sound like the recordings you love. You can't play with enough expressivity, enough emotion that you hear on those beloved recordings. Maybe you're struggling to play anything fast, or perhaps you don't feel like it's easy to read music and you keep resorting to tablature. It is just so common to reach this intermediate level plateau. It happened to me, and I wish I would have had this course back then to get me through it. And because it's so in-depth, it's 8 hours long and 110 videos. There's a lot here. For that reason, I gave you the lifetime access so you can rewatch it as many times as you want, over months or even years if you'd like. The reason it's so big is because I've really distilled everything I know from my thousands and thousands of lessons that I've taught into it to help you. Getting into specifics, when you take Classical Guitar Pro Volume 2, you will learn 18 pieces for the classical guitar. Pieces include Bourrée in E minor by Bach, the famous Romanza that everyone loves to play, Minuet in G by Bach, For Release by Beethoven, and a series of essential studies by the great composers Tárrega, Sor, and Giuliani. At the end of the course, we head to a beautiful concert hall for what I call a simulated recital. That's a chance for you to perform alongside me in this beautiful space and simulate what it's like to give a recital so that you yourself can be prepared for when you give your own. Besides learning these beautiful pieces, we are going to delve deep into the reasons why people plateau at that intermediate stage, and we're going to address the most common mistakes in left-hand technique, right-hand technique, and also interpretation. Through the thousands of lessons I've taught, one thing that's become obvious is that the reason people aren't progressing is because they think they've mastered basic foundational techniques like rest strokes, scales, arpeggios, and then they get to harder pieces and they realize they can't play them. And the reason you can't play those pieces is because those foundational techniques still need work. Your technique needs to be improved so that you can actually rise to the level of that repertoire. I'm going to fix common problems such as playing really good bar chords. I'm going to show you how to fix your bar chords and perfect them until you can apply them to very specific pieces that I've chosen, like Romanza, where you have to do complex bar chords with other fingers moving. Then we'll talk about scales, arpeggios, how to practice. This is a big one. In this course, we go in depth on the subject because this is one of the most common reasons people aren't progressing. They have a poor practice routine. We're going to demystify music theory, making it very simple and, most importantly, practical. Everything we learn in the course is going to be directly applied to the music we're playing to make it sound more beautiful. And that leads us to the most important topic of the course. It's not just about the notes you're playing. It's not about playing with good technique only. The reason you want to learn classical guitar is because it sounds beautiful, the music is moving, it's expressive, and you want to play with musicality and expressivity. So one of the main points of the course, and one of the things I'm very proud about really addressing here, is the topic of interpretation. How do we go from notes on a page to beautiful poetic storytelling? In the 10 pieces I've selected for the simulated recital, I'm going to walk through them and tell you exactly how I interpret each moment so you can borrow my interpretation, but more importantly, I teach you the tools of expression that I use, articulation, dynamics, vibrato, rubato, and much more. And I do this so that you have the toolkit. By really understanding these topics in depth as I teach in the course, you'll be able to apply them with your own sensibility, with your own interpretation. One of the big bonuses of this course is that it's not just a series of videos for you to watch. It's very hands-on. There are quizzes, there are downloadable PDFs with exercises, worksheets, and much more. Because I'm really making this for you, and I really want you to progress, you can also have direct feedback from me. I've created a private Facebook group just for Classical Guitar Pro students. There you can post videos of yourself playing the pieces I teach in the course, and I will comment within a day or two and tell you what I think and give you some advice about what's going right and what you could still work on. You can also post questions, and I'll get back to you right away. 2 extra bonuses of the course are that you can get a 20% discount to take lessons at my online music school, arpeggiato.com. There you can take one-on-one Zoom lessons with one of our expert teachers, and with your 20% discount on your first 4-pack of lessons, it'd be a perfect way to follow up after Classical Guitar Pro Volume 2. You'll also get a 20% discount for a wearable metronome by Soundbrenner. So if you are stuck or frustrated learning the classical guitar, please allow me to help you with this 8-hour in-depth course. It's very gradual but informative, and I think it's going to transform your playing and get you unstuck. So if you're ready to take your playing to the next level, sign up for Classical Guitar Pro Volume 2.